Good morning, everyone. President, Sister Diana Chia, Secretary Brother Lim Swee Say, President Emeritus Brother John D. Paver, CC members, union leaders, colleagues, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the inaugural Labour Movement Servant Leadership Conference. Last year, delegates at the NTUC Ordinary Delegates Conference called for more emphasis to be placed on servant leadership in the training of union leaders. Today's conference is one of several initiatives by the Institute to respond to this challenge. Many of you will know earlier this year we started a bi-monthly newsletter called the Leadership Pulse that features the work of our union leaders on the ground. In the coming months, the Institute will also run a series of youth servant leadership workshops which will be focused on the values and competencies that underpin servant leadership. We will also reposition our Certificate in Leadership series as a Certificate in Servant Leadership program. In our current courses, we draw on the life of the late Brother Nityanandan, as well as interviews with pioneer generation leaders like Brother Eric Cheong to share the spirit of selfless service that's so pervasive in the union movement. Later this morning, we will launch a book on servant leadership in the labour movement, which reaffirms that this spirit is very much alive, and these stories are something that we should share more widely. The book will be used for trade union training and education. Now, what is servant leadership? Who is a servant leader? What are the motivations to be a servant leader? We decided to have some fun and ask union leaders and staff who went through our OTCi programs. Let's see what they say about servant leadership.
You mean the leader?
What is a servant leader? The quality.
So Bex, what do you think servant leadership is?
Okay, servant leadership is about knowing the ground well and putting the needs of others before yourself.
Not sure about that. A servant leader, in my opinion, is a people-oriented individual with good listening skills.
Yeah, we have to serve the members.
Really serve for betterness.
The term of the servant leadership, don't really quite understand what's the meaning.
The servant leader will fight for the members.
But to make life better, make the workplace a more caring place.
I think servant leadership is about empathy.
Passion and commitment.
You really understand what is actually going on in the ground.
I really don't have the idea about this.
Leading by example. Haven't got any clue yet.
Past and now we are still doing the same job, serving our members.
Servant leadership is not a top-down approach.
Traditional leadership is basically top-down. Servant leadership is from ground up.
Servant leaders will be people who actually work for the benefit of others without consideration for their own benefits.
Servant leadership is serving members through your heart.
A person where the members trust you and they feel comfortable to approach you for help.
So as you can see, there's a varied range of responses. Well, really at the heart of it all, servant leadership comes from that deep desire to serve others. Dr. Tan Lai Yong uprooted his family from Singapore to work with the poverty-stricken villages in Yunnan, China, caring for orphans, disabled children, and those affected by leprosy. Dr. Ernesto Ciroli got his start doing aid work in Africa in the 1970s. His work in economic development has inspired over 250 self-sustaining communities around the world. And Dr. Ciroli is actually featured as one of the speakers in that very thought-provoking website, TED.com. Martin Tan started a non-profit helping youth in Singapore. Dr. Ken Keith is widely recognized as a thinker, writer, and practitioner of servant leadership. My good friend, Dr. Loh Guat Tin, trained school teachers and principals. She wouldn't like it, but I know this and I must share. She quietly supports needy children, both here and overseas, including building schools in Nepal with her friends. Lim Eng has held senior corporate positions and is now a faculty of the Greenleaf Servant Leadership Center Asia. Today we have the opportunity to listen to all these wonderful individuals. We can draw on their experiences and their thoughts as we reflect what servant leadership means for each of us. Putting others before self is a hallmark of our union leaders. Such selfless leadership, I like to think, is self last and selfless, that's selfless leadership. In practical terms, it means sacrificing time, many cases monies in the case of our union leaders, and even putting one's career at stake in some instances when your management doesn't like you, because you are too outspoken. But that never stops our union leaders. Then there are those who turn down promotion so that they can remain in the ranks as a union leader. And personally, I've had many situations when branch officials are offered promotion and they come and ask, brother, what should I do? Should I accept it or not? Then, of course, we have our flow-on leaders. We must not forget them. They act so selflessly in the interest of the union, stepping aside, continuing to mentor the younger leaders so that the union has a very strong, sustainable leadership. So in sum, servant leadership is the DNA of our union leaders. We got Dr. Ken Keith and Dr. Loh Guat Tin, who are experts in this area, together with my colleague Ronald from OTCi, to speak to several union leaders to find out more about servant leadership in the labor movement today. And this next video will give a glimpse of what they found.
I really enjoyed interviewing union leaders for this book. I really like them as people. They were so authentic as servant leaders. They really do care about their union members. And obviously they work on things like working conditions and wages, but they do so much more. They help people with medical problems. They help people who need information to make good decisions. They help people to find opportunities they may not be aware of. They focus on growing people, which is what servant leaders do. I mean, the best test of a servant leader is, do those served grow as persons? And they pay attention to that. I really like the way they didn't talk so much about themselves. They talk about the team. They talk about the labor movement. They don't claim credit for themselves. But what was so neat was that they found real meaning in this work. And it was something that made them really, really happy. They knew they were changing lives. They were making a difference. They were helping people grow. And that gave them this meaning and satisfaction.
I interviewed 7 union leaders for the book. And I must say I'm most impressed by what they tell me. I'm amazed at how much they've done for the unions. Many of them sacrificed so much. They gave so much of their time. They gave so much of the resources they have.
And I came across, remember, 2 leaders who, even though they were down with illness, had problems with their health, they still talk about their unions, about their workers, and how they still must continue to make sure that their workers are taken care of, even though they were faced with their own medical problems. And I was really surprised. I was visiting my father in the hospital on a Friday evening at 8 p.m. when I bumped into one of the union leaders that we interviewed for the book. And he was there to visit a worker. To me, it's a sign of his dedication.
那时站下去以后就住院哦，就每次出来去看他，去关心他这些哦，问他有什么需要，他帮忙哦。每次出来就是看到我们的情形方面哦，那时我生病过世的时候，因为在这个丧事里面是要用到很多钱呐，而且他就很有心的去他的好像他们公司哦，他做工那边公司找那些好像他这些做工的同事这些帮忙哦，他就筹一笔钱给我们呐，就是来帮我们来用这个丧事用啊。他偶尔就是他会打电话来问我们好吗？而且他也是有像我女儿的读书这些哦，那个可以申请那个助学金啊，他也是尽量帮我们哦。有时候Mr. Chua没有帮我更糟糕了，我会当时更不知道怎样做了，就只会好像会觉得，好像这样下去不知道要怎样啊，要怎么？只是说有时候我会觉得，哎呦，不懂要怎么做好了。
So the passion to serve has to be there. So we have to be true. Yeah, that's what she taught me, to be true, humble, and show our care and concern for others, and ended up touching their lives is more important. Rather than being popular and then powerful, all these things, all these not important. Most important, we have to be sincere and honest. As a leader, she's very good in sharing with us whatever she knows, her experiences. She's very patient and she gives us the proper guidance to be a good leader like her as well. So overall, she's not selfish at all.
In my department, they refused to release me. Maybe it's too soon. And based on some problems which I was having, I think Tana came in and said, and she talked to the HR about my release. So I called Tana one day and said, Tana, I think I didn't study for many years. So to compete with these youngsters, and the modules I'm having, I think I can't make it. But she gave me the moral support. She said, you can.
Saya terima kasih pada Cik Kumar lah dapat membantu saya. Tiap tahun dia recommend saya sebab dapat bekerja lagi. Semua dia Kumar itulah berjuang untuk pekerja-pekerja bergaji rendah. Kata Melayunya terima kasih banyaklah, gembira. Mr. Kumar tolong semua yang bergaji rendah. Mr. Kumar berani lawan. Now semua happy. Gaji all night, everything best for Mr. Kumar to fight.
我们都会记住啦，说很有心在帮我们呐。
Your encouragement and your words of wisdom have brought me to who I am now. I really, from the bottom of my heart, would like to thank you for bringing me to this position.
My special thanks to Sushila for grooming me up as a leader. So I'm sincerely grateful to have you as my leader.
Mudah-mudahan Allah selamatkan dia, panjangkan umur dia, selamat sihat walafiat. Amin.
I think they deserve a round of applause. Brothers and sisters, many of you will easily identify with what is in the video because this is what you do every day in, day out at the workplace, quietly away from the glare of publicity. These and other stories are found in our book, A Heart to Serve, book on servant leadership in the labor movement. It is my pleasure now to invite President Sister Diana Chia and Secretary Brother Lim Swee Say to come on stage to present a token of appreciation to the union leaders who helped us with the book. President SG, please.
We would now like to invite the union leaders featured in the book A Heart to Serve to come up on stage to receive the book from President Diana and SG. Together with the book, they will also receive a jade plant. The jade plant, also known as the friendship tree or lucky plant, is a popular house plant. The green leaves signify energy and the joy of friendship. The plants symbolize growth and development and the need for nurturing and caring, which is at the heart of the servant leader. Let us now put our hands together for our servant leaders. Let's welcome from stage Brother Chua Kim Guan from CCU. Brother Muthu Kumarasamy from APUPDRW. From NTA, Brother Johnny Ho. Sister Tana Lechumi from HSEU. From SMMW, Brother Lau Si Hao. Brother Lim Teck Chuan from MIWU. Brother Muhammad Aswari Saleh from UWPI. From Batu, Brother Nasruddin Muhammad Hashim. From SRCEU, Brother Nicholas Loke. Brother Ong Kang Yong from FDAWU. Brother Ong Yo Sing from NTWU. From UWI, Sister Patsy Un. Brother Wong Wing Ong from SMEEU. And last but not least, from UPAGE, Brother Kunasegaran, on behalf of Sister Susila Singram, who is unable to make it this morning. The leaders that are not able to make it this morning include Brother Rahim Awi from AUPE and Brother Manjik Singh from OSB. A round of applause for the servant leaders. We would now also like to present a copy of the servant leadership book as a token of appreciation to the interviewers and the contributors for making this book a reality. Let's welcome on stage. And let's put our hands together for Dr. Ken Keith. Next, we have Dr. Lo Guatin. And last but not least, my colleague and brother, Ronald Lee. Brothers and sisters, all participants will also get to go home with a copy of a Hard to Serve book, which will be given out after the morning break Energate Plan. And Energate Plan, which will be given out at the end of the conference. So please stay until the end to receive your conference mementos. Right now, the servant leaders and the contributors to the book will take a group photo. Thank you, President Diana, SG, Brother Tiago, and our servant leaders. Let's give them another big round of applause.